All right, good morning, everyone. It is 10:08 on Friday, June 11th, 2021, 10:08 in the morning. And I'm going to call it a day here with a $333 recap. I traded NOVN a few times here and GameStop once. Let's go over it. So, NOVN, this is the first one that's up. And this this is the 1 minute. This one gave some pretty clean setups. I traded this one once pre-market for a quick pop over, let's see, $14.50 back here. Let's see. Pre-market, yeah. So this little pre-market dip right here, I was watching level 2 and I was watching buyers come in, and it was getting close to 9 o'clock. You get sort of the 9 o'clock crowd coming in. And so I got a quick 25 cents off of 100 shares right there, pre-market. Real small trade, but I wanted to just get a first winning trade in. It's kind of a good way to start the day, even if it's a really small win. And so then I watched it in the first 3 minutes here, and it put this red candle in, and then it bottomed right here, bottomed right through here. So I was like, okay, well, if it can make it past, here's the open, which actually would have been a really good spot also. I didn't think of that at the time. But I was like, here's the sort of first real breakdown candle of the morning. I was like, okay, well, if it can make it back up past, 1485 here, then I'm in. And I clicked into this, and I got in closer to $15 than the 1485. I would have liked to have gotten in at 1486, but I wasn't able to get filled at $14.86. And so then I let that second trade go for a 42-cent gain. And so, yeah, I got in roughly, well, I'll call it 15. It was just north of 15. I think it was like 1506. I can't remember. And then I caught this ride up here to as high as 1586, and then started to come back down again inside of this candle right here. And so I wound up letting it go somewhere around $15.60. For a 42-cent gain. And then the second trade, this is a really clean pullback right here. This is just a 1 minute pullback. And so what I anticipated doing with this one, this dotted line right here, was just kind of move it down. If there'd been another red candle, I would have moved this dotted line down to the high of the next red candle and so forth, and waited for the next break. But I got the next break let's see, this price was 1609, and I got in a little bit higher than 1609. Again, I couldn't get filled at 1609. I think I got filled closer to 1620, and then I let that one go for about a 15-cent gain from 1620 up to 1635-ish. So, and I think I let it go in this candle right here, on the next candle after this candle right here. Held on to it for like about a minute and took profits there. And then the third setup, I didn't take advantage of. This third setup right here. So here's the next pullback right here. And on this one, I did take this dotted line right here, and I kept moving it down. So I was like, okay, a break, if it breaks, if this is just a 1 minute pullback and it breaks back above this 1699 level, then that'll be an entry. And then it came back a little bit further down, and so I moved my target to 1689, and it came back a little bit further down, and then my target was at 1658. And then when it popped over 1658, I didn't take the trade. I was just kind of like, it's Friday, it's getting close to 10 o'clock. This stock is definitely moving, but I just don't feel like taking the risk. And here it goes, it's taken off again. NOVN really could be a pretty big mover. It could be aiming for 20 bucks, which is kind of a big psychological level for these things. So if it popped up over 1796, then you might see another leg higher on this thing. I'm not willing to push my luck. I've got $333 in my pocket. I'm going to call it a day there. Let's see, the other things I was watching, I'm going to put an alarm on this just for curiosity, in case while I'm doing this recap, it pops through that. It'll be neat to watch. CRISPR just opened up and pretty much has stayed in this range. No trade there. Definitely didn't pull back to my target, so no entry for me. GameStop. Now, GameStop here, I caught a piece of the action right here as it popped over this morning high right here at 234.36. I only traded 20 shares on it, and I only got about $1.20 profit for those 20 shares, for a little bit better, for about $24 in profit. So I got $1 and some change in profit off of that trade. So, okay. AMC, I really didn't see. Actually, you know what? I did see a trade on AMC. Look down here at the relative strength at 949. It bottomed out down here. You can see that if you're looking at it on a tiny screen. I don't know. If you're looking at it on a big screen, the relative strength came down into oversold over here after really from $45 down to $42. You know, pretty big dip there. And it also corresponded with a move into oversold at roughly the same time. I said 949 on the other one, and this is the 940 candle. That's the 950 candle. So it was coming out of oversold on the 10-minute at this time frame, and that would have been a good spot to take some risk. But I didn't take it. I just sat back and watched it. At that time, I was concentrating more on NOVN and just kind of let that trade go by me. I don't like to be in too many trades at one time. It can get pretty hectic. Let's see, NOV. It looks like it's making a run for the daily high here. I wouldn't be surprised. It's still before 10:30 too. We've got about 15 minutes to go until it hits 10:30. So we'll see. AMST did nothing. This is a small cap that was getting a pop on no news. In fact, I don't know why it even popped yesterday. You can see yesterday's move here from an open at 223 to a high of 443. I have no idea why it's doing that. This is just sort of some sort of technical bounce that it's getting. GBS, same story. There's no news on it. It was catching a bid pre-market here. Went up to as high as 563. It just really hasn't done anything. It's down at 416 now. Small rise from 417 to 464, but I really don't see a trade there at all. All right, and then let's see the SPY. So the SPY, this is the VIX. SPY here, really choppy trading. You can see on the 10-minute, it's got a whole bunch of top and bottom tails here, kind of generally moving down. And the relative strength is kind of in no man's land, heading toward oversold. Same thing with the 1-minute, really choppy, and the relative strength has just stayed pretty much in no man's land since after this opening candle right here. Did dip down into oversold there. Let's look at the relative strength on the 10-minute real quick and see. Yeah, no corresponding signal on the 10-minute. So, yeah, not much there. The VIX looks like it's going to make an attempt to break down below this support line, which would be very bullish for the SPY. This could be the low of the day right down here at 423.72. But yeah, there's no way of really telling. And I don't have any, I mean, I'd love to trade it, but that's the emotional side of me, rather than the side of me that likes to make money and follow my strategy. So yeah, the emotional side of me likes to make money too, but the emotional side of myself, I don't make money on trades that I'd love to make. I make money on trades that I have a strategy in making. So, all right. And I'm going to call it a day. Pardon me. I'm going to call it a day here with a $333 recap. It's a good way to go into the weekend. So, all right, everybody. Good luck out there. Keep your risk tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And I will see you on Fridays, or I'm sorry, I will see you on Monday morning's strategy session. Have a great weekend, everyone. I am out.